If you buy any of these sneakers, you will be getting insane value for money. Today I'm going over 5 of the best sneaker purchases that you need to know about, starting with the Jordan 1 Low Chicago. These are one of the most no-brainer pickups for any sneakerhead. It is the most iconic Jordan 1 colorway of all time, and because these literally just released, they're now the most affordable Jordan 1 Chicago. And the last time that the Chicago Low dropped was back in 2016, and that was the first time we ever saw the Chicago colorway on a low, and this is the first time they brought them back. But interestingly, this new pair has some of the cool upgrades that we got with the Nigel Sylvester lows and the Zion Williamson low. It's the new shape and little tweaks, like there's now 8 eyelet holes for the laces. And as crazy as this sounds, this new shape design actually makes these more comfortable than the standard Jordan 1 low that we've seen for the past few years. Now with that, you also get the larger Nike swoosh, which is something that people have been asking for a very long time. It's a subtle detail that really makes this pair look like the perfect Jordan 1 Chicago. Thankfully, they also included really decent leather quality on this pair, at least compared to other Jordan 1s that we've seen in the past, where they've just kind of disappointed everyone and threw some plasticky leather on there. And to top it all off, you can find these things for retail price. Any other year before this, these would have sold out and started reselling for a lot more money. But because 2025 is the year of Jordan Retro sitting, you can grab this pair for what I believe is truly a steal. I feel like having a Chicago colorway of the Jordan 1 is almost an essential for anybody to add to their collection. It's such a good looking color combo and obviously insanely iconic. It is the most recognizable colorway on a pair of Jordan 1s. There's also the plus that this is a Jordan 1 low, so incredibly versatile, something that you can throw on with a bunch of different outfits. Definitely a solid pickup. But next up is one of the best sneakers of 2025, the Adidas AE2, and this right here is gotta be the best colorway. So after the Adidas AE1 broke the internet last year and every new colorway that they would release completely sold out, Adidas followed it up with the second version, which has some really cool upgrades while also not deviating from the original AE1 DNA. The design of these things is also really nice, with what Adidas calls the articulated fangs, basically these rubber overlays on the top. It's not only super practical by adding extra lockdown, but also just looks so freaking cool, especially from the top down. In the midsole, it's still got the signature light boost and light strike cushioning, so super comfortable. And it also makes these just an incredibly versatile pair of shoes that you can obviously play ball in or just rock casually as an everyday shoe. And up until this point, we've had some pretty out there colorways, but this one has got to be the most versatile and wearable one that we've seen and probably will ever see. You can throw these things on with almost any outfit and they will just look shockingly good. Now, as far as fit and sizing, I went with my true to size and that fits fine. However, it's worth noting because this is a basketball pair of shoes, they do fit pretty narrow and snug. So if you have particularly wide feet or you know you're not going to be doing anything physical in these and just everyday casual wear, potentially go a half size up. Overall, this is a great pair of shoes to pick up and I think great value considering you can grab these things for retail. And trust me, you're gonna get a ton of wear out of these. Sticking with Adidas though, up next has to be the brand new Adidas XLG Adistar 2.0. This sneaker is the near identical affordable alternative to the insanely expensive Adidas Pharrell Jellyfish. Retail price is just $140, or if you're in the UK, 120 pounds. And these are so close in design and materials as well that it almost doesn't make any sense to spend resale price on the Adidas Jellyfish. We're talking $2,000 versus $140. Now, obviously, the actual Jellyfish does have some differences, mainly on the upper with the extra exaggerated rubberized paneling on the top, which almost gives it a 3D shape. Now, you do still get that on these, it's just a lot less pronounced. The midsole material is exactly the same as the Adidas Jellyfish. Again, just a slight tweak in design where the Jellyfish has just slightly more pronunciation of all of the lines and grooves. But in general, the look is pretty much the same. You're still getting that signature chunky runner style. And I think if you were someone who was interested in the Jellyfish or just liked that design, you are getting insanely good value going with this option. As of right now, there's only 3 colorways that released over the weekend, which was this orange pair, a gray pair, and then an all over black pair. But from leaked images, we have seen so many upcoming ones which should be right around the corner in terms of a release date. Now, as for sizing, I recommend going true to size. That's what I did, and they fit perfect. And as for wearing these things, well, I personally love the chunky runner aesthetic. I always find them super versatile with like looking sick in baggier clothing, but then also being able to rock them with shorts and still looking good. I wear my XLG runner, which is similar in terms of chunky runner aesthetic, athletic all the time, so yeah, these are also going to get a ton of wear. But yeah, overall, highly recommend this pair of shoes. One of the greatest pickups that you can grab this year. But hey, maybe you want something a little bit more comfortable. Well, how about the most comfortable shoe that you can buy that's now been upgraded to be even better? This is the Adidas Evo SL ALT, or all-terrain. Yes, one of my favorite sneakers of the entire year, and just flat out one of the best sneakers of the year. They have now just upgraded these things in a very meaningful way. Now, obviously, because the Evo SL was already so good, these don't really change much in the sense of, like, visually they look the same, comfort-wise is also the same, but they tweaked it to fix some of the problems that the Evo SL had, starting with the outsole. Some people had some complaints about the thin strip of rubber that was on the outsole that tended to cause them to slip, or just didn't provide very much traction, or just wasn't very durable over time. Well, now they've added an actual traction pattern to this, which will stop slipping and also obviously last a lot longer over wear. The midsole foam is exactly the same, so insanely soft and squishy and incredibly comfortable. On the upper, they've also added an all-new material with water resistance, so this is going to be a lot more durable, and also, I guess, if you wear these things during the rain, not get soaking wet feet. So you now get this cool texturized rubber piece on the front of the shoe, which is water repellent, and inside the shoe, they've actually added a very underrated little upgrade here, which is a gusseted tongue. So there's a thin strip of fabric which attaches from the tongue to the actual shoe itself. So you're no longer going to get that slightly frustrating twisting tongue that folds over to the side or moves down the shoe because it's completely attached. They also added a pull tab around the back and on the tongue so you can slip into them even easier. And they did all of these upgrades without making them super heavy. These things feel almost identical in terms of how ridiculously light they are. Oh, and also thankfully the price bump on these is very minor. They're now 140 pounds, whereas the Evo SL was 130. So 10 pounds increase if you're in the UK. I think it's more than worth it. It now almost makes these things like a perfect shoe. Now, in terms of sizing, I always stay true to size when it comes to the Evo SL, and that remains true with this version. But next is one of the most popular footwear pieces in the past 5 years, the Yeezy Slide. And yes, I'm talking about the $20 SL01, made by the new independent Yeezy brand, no longer in partnership with Adidas. It's crazy. During the fallout between Adidas and Yeezy, we found out that the only design patent to a pair of shoes that Kanye West actually owned was the Yeezy Slide. And now he has fully taken advantage of that by releasing 9 different colorways on the Yeezy Slide. And shockingly, honestly, I did not expect this, but they are identical to the Adidas version. Exact same material, exact same design, same incredible comfort that made these things so popular to begin with. I even ran these through a blindfold test with Dylan as the subject, and he could not tell the difference. Does it feel like one's immediately cheaper, or like, what about all that, dog?
No. I mean, I cannot tell a difference.
Material feels exactly the same.
Exactly.
Same comfort.
Yeah, couldn't tell you which one would be more expensive.
So yes, if you were considering buying a pair of Yeezy Slides, I cannot overstate how good the value is for this pair of shoes. I definitely don't think you should be wasting money on paying resale for a $250 pair that Adidas made, where it's exactly identical to these. Now, as for sizing, they fit exactly the same as the regular Adidas Yeezy Slide. So for me personally, I found that going true to size fits fine. It is a little bit tighter, so if you want a little bit of extra room, go a size up. But either way, definitely worth it, and insane value just like the rest of the sneakers on today's list. But I need to know from you guys down in the comment section, which of these sneakers would you actually wear? And like always, I'm gonna throw another video in the top left hand corner. Click on it to check it out. It's a banger.